All right, I'm going to turn on the closed captions. Live transaction, live transcripts, whatever. Okay, here we go. Live on Facebook. Here we go. And today we are talking about the the 11 badass butterfly commitments. Here we go. Boom. Boom. The 11. Did I run out of space? Is that what's happening? Oh, maybe. Okay. Boom. Okay, let me just do. All right. Well, here we go. Share to your group. And this is going to go to my private group, Badass Butterfly Spiritual Life Coaches. Here we go. Got it. This meeting is being live streamed. That's what we want. So, hi, everyone. It's Crystalline here. And I am really just wanting to pop in here and talk to you about something that is on my mind. And I will talk to you about this again in better detail later, but it's here right now in my mind. So I am going to share this idea with you. Now, if you are watching on Facebook and you are seeing this list, it probably did not paste very prettily. And I want to let you know that I'll give you the list. I'm going to clean it up after I'm done with the live stream. All right. But what am I talking about? So I am here today talking about the 11 badass butterfly commitments. And these commitments are a part of, so look, I'm the founder of Badass Butterfly. So I get to say what it is and what it's not. You can go create your own Badass Butterfly thing, and you can do that, but you're in this Badass Butterfly thing with me. And so what I want to talk to you about today is what exactly that means. So we know that, because if you're in this program, you know that being a badass butterfly means that once you were a caterpillar and you went through some things, but you had a life that was a caterpillar's life. You were on Earth. You were bound by the laws of the earth. You were held down by gravity, okay? And you had a caterpillar's perspective. You could only see so far. But then something happened in here, something happened in here, and you were called to transform. So you went through metamorphosis. It broke you down. We could call that the dark night of the soul. We could call that an awakening. We could call that a Kundalini experience, okay? We could call that anything. But what I call it is you woke up, all right? And when you, but before you woke up, you had to die to your old way of thinking and being, okay? Now, after that, you become a badass butterfly, or you become a butterfly, okay? That's what happens to a caterpillar. He's living his life. He goes into the cocoon. He transforms. The caterpillar body disintegrates, okay? It's the hard shell, that hard cocoon. That is the caterpillar's body. So the badass butterfly, the butterfly has to break through the shell of its old self and emerge this being who has wings, right? So here you are, the human. You've gone through some things, and you may be a badass butterfly, or you may not be. It's not up to me to decide. It's up to you to know. But what I'm going to suggest is that in order to be a badass butterfly spiritual life coach, I'm the one who's going to be certifying you in that. in order for you to be able to do that, you're going to have to be accountable to some things. And obviously, graduating and completing the curriculum outline is a part of the things that you have to do in order to get certified. You're not going to get a certificate from me if you don't complete the curriculum, right? Makes sense, of course. Now, in my humble opinion, there's something that's not written in the curriculum yet, but it's going to be. And these are called the 11 badass butterfly commitments. Now, these commitments came to me from the Divine Feminine. And what she said was, it's all fine and good to be a badass butterfly spiritual life coach who lives just for herself. You have the right to live just for yourself. But wouldn't it be awesome to be able to expand and bring the world into your development? And so I've been engaging with that. And here's what I've come up with. A truly badass butterfly spiritual life coach is not just in it for herself. She's in it for all, because she knows that she is connected by or connected to all. So there is the butterfly effect, which says that the mere flapping of a butterfly's wings one time can influence the entire world. And what happens? It can change the course of the world. And for me, that's very powerful. And I live my life this way. And I want to encourage you to live your life this way. So what I've done is I've created 11 ways for you to expand yourself, to expand sometimes the spiders here are so big that they make noise when they drop. They're big, they're heavy. And I just thought I heard a spider drop. I did not. So here you are, you're a badass butterfly. You're becoming a badass butterfly spiritual life coach. You're going to set up your business and you're going to do wonderful things for yourself and for your family. Let's talk about how we can expand that and make it bigger. All right. So here comes the first badass butterfly commitment. All right. There are 11 of them. So bear with me, y'all. I'm going to not keep this too long because it's almost my bedtime. It's almost 7 o'clock. It's 3 minutes to 7, which means it's time for me to be unwinding, not thinking, turning on the music, turning back the bed, and making sure that all the spiders are out of the house before I go to bed. All right. So let me get on with my list. The first thing, the first commitment, okay, and what I want you to do, by the way, I want you to declare your 11 badass butterfly commitments. Okay, you don't have to do that today, but I want you to make some kind of declaration around these. Make it like a list. I'm going to ask you to do that for an assignment. Okay, and it doesn't have to be a perfect list where you've thought through these things in depth. That's going to take time, but I do want you to brainstorm this list, these declarations, and see what you come up with. Okay, so number one, the first declaration or commitment, the first thing I want you to declare and commit to is spiritual connection. And meaning that I want you to commit to having spirit as a part of your lifestyle. Your commitment to your spiritual path. Doesn't mean you have to be a monk, okay? I'm not a monk, don't want to be a monk, don't even want to be like a monk, but I believe in spirit. And I want to honor that. So I get up in the morning and I meditate. I talk to God throughout the day. At the end of the day, I say a prayer to God. And I take time all throughout the day to be mindful when I'm doing things, like walking in the forest mindfully, listening to nature, receiving downloads, these kinds of things. Okay. I want you to define your own level of spiritual connection. So define that and then declare it, meaning you're going to commit to it. And keep in mind with all of these things, some of these things you're going to be really strong at right off the bat, but others you're going to need to grow into. That's okay to start off small and then to get bigger and bigger and bigger. That's what I'd like you to do. Start off where you are and then just expand and expand and expand. And just remember that these things exist. I think it's going to give you a really rich life. Next thing, okay, so the first one is spiritual connection. The next one is emotional wellness. So for me, that means having a really clear emotional flow, which is a part of being a badass butterfly. You cannot fly. A butterfly cannot fly if she's weighed down by emotional baggage. Can't be done. It's physically impossible. It weighs you down. Okay. And you can't be carrying a grudge and trying to be flying like a badass butterfly. That is not going to work. Okay. So you can't carry grudges. You can't carry resentment. You can't carry emotional baggage and be a badass butterfly. You got to handle your business. All right. Okay. I wrote down in my notes, I said, if you don't have emotional wellness, your wings will disintegrate. Okay. Disease sets in, disruption, and you're unable to navigate the world flying, which is your whole job. Okay. All right. So emotions are a badass butterfly's navigational system. So when we're trying to use our intuition, our emotions have to be clear so that we know what's right and what's wrong. So I'm flying over here, but then a little thing pops up. What's going on with me? Don't suppress it. Badass butterflies aren't like, I don't have time for this. I ain't feeling this. Go away. No, what you got to do is handle your stuff. All right. But you know that because you're a badass butterfly spiritual life coach in training, you got to pay attention to your emotions. Okay. That's what I want you to work on. Write down your declarations for your emotional wellness. Number 3, intellectual expansion. I love being all about spirituality, but let me tell you something. It's one-dimensional. Yes, when you are only about spirituality and you are denying that, science exists and you don't want to know anything about science because you all into spirit. Nope. You don't want to know anything about popular culture because you're into spirit only. All right, look, y'all can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. But let me tell you, it is really nice to be an emotionally solid person and to have a really good mind that is interested and curious about different things, interested in politics, interested in culture, listening to music, going to the museum. Spirit talks to us through all of those things, through politics. Yes, you can see the planets playing out in politics and on the world stage all the time. Take a history class, read a history book, read a biography about some person who did something important. Learn about who they are and inspire yourself and expand your mind. Okay. I don't want you to be trapped in that one-dimensional spiritual thing, which people are like, oh yeah, I'm above it all. But actually, no, you're not above it all. You're just not really expanding your intellect, and that's not necessarily cool for you or your kids. It's nice to have, a parent who actually is really spiritual, who knows their spiritual stuff, they're spiritually savvy, and they know like what's going on in the world, you know? And what better way to be able to help people who have real three-dimensional lives, what better way to be able to help them by knowing having a great intellect where you can meet them and talk to them about why they feel stressed out because of the state of politics and what's going on in their community, to be able to intellectually go there with them, to be able to have a great conversation as well as to guide them spiritually and emotionally. All right, so your intellectual expansion is about taking time to read books, to listen to audiobooks if you prefer that. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Let's see. I just noticed something. Let me just take a moment here. Who can see this transcript? Saved and shared with apps and shared by, yes, this is perfect. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm doing this right, just because anyway, I have a great system for it, so I think it's going to be good. Also, I'm doing this on Facebook, and I think Facebook does transcripts for live recordings anyway, so I don't think I even need these transcripts, but I've got them running anyway. Okay, going back. Right. Physical soundness. Okay, so badass butterfly, again, your wings have to be able to carry your body. And if your body is not healthy, your heart isn't healthy, your cholesterol isn't good, you're not exercising. And look, my friend, this job, I used to be a massage therapist, so I would stand up for 8 hours a day, and then I'd go exercise for 2 hours a day. So I was upright and, great posture, great physical body. Then I decided to become a life coach, where I sit down all day long. I sit down to write my blog, work on my website, to see my clients, teach my classes, do my Facebook posts, do everything sitting down. So all of a sudden I found myself sitting, and I was not exercising because I was in a depression. So that was really not a good combination. So I want to encourage you to remember that your physical body is going to be carrying you around. The energy flows through this physical body, so the better in shape you are. And that's not about being thin. I'm not interested in you being thin. What I'm interested in is your blood flow, your circulation, your lymphatic drainage, that you aren't sitting all day and then the lymph nodes are building up around your uterus or around your groin, where your root chakra and your sacral chakra are, right? Because that buildup of lymph is not going to be helping your chakras turn smoothly. You're not going to be able to manifest the way you want to. All right. So exercise is really important. The food you put into your body is really important. I want you to have organic foods, but look, these are your choice. Oh, look at me. I'm so bossy. I should have called myself Bossy Butterfly. I'm a Bossy Butterfly spiritual life coach. And that would be true. I am bossy, but I don't mean to be bossy. I'm so sorry for sounding bossy, because you are your own boss. But let me just say, I want you to be healthy. I did it again. Here I am bossing you around again. But I want you to be healthy, because I know that if you're healthy physically, mentally, emotionally, you're thriving, you're happy. You're able to be there for your people. You're able to be there for your lover, your partner, your spouse, your husband, your wife. Doesn't matter who, you're able to be there for yourself, for your clients. Spirit can really use you when you're healthy. When you are healthy and like your mind's all open and clear, Spirit is there, is able to give you information, and you're able to do something with it because you're not tired. You're not headachy, you're not on a sugar high. You're not using coffee, because you can't get up in the morning, or you're so strung out on coffee that you can't sleep at night, So I'm just saying, physical soundness, eating right, getting your exercise, stretching, yoga, Tai Chi, okay? really important. Also, keeping in mind your emotions and your physical body are also determining your energy, your aura, your vibration. Come on, do that work. Do that work on yourself. Declare your commitment to physical soundness. Declare your commitment to intellectual expansion, to emotional wellness, to spiritual connection. All right. Next, time wealth. All right. Time wealth means that you're basically the master of your time. I'm obviously, I'm setting you all up to work for yourselves, which means that you're going to control your time. But declaring time wealth means that you don't actually fall under the illusion that time controls you. And this is really a big one. I should have probably listed this one more toward the end because it's really being able to master time is about understanding that there are other dimensions that are helping you get stuff done. So in the 3D world, you can work for yourself, right? And you can become your own boss and set your own hours and do all those kinds of things. But in the higher dimensions, let's face it, I'm going to just say it. Y'all going to think I'm crazy, or you're going to just totally get it. But fairies, elves, salamanders, dragons, angels, archangels, devas, elementals, they love doing our work because our work is nothing but them anyway. So when I sit down to write a blog, it feels like I'm writing a blog. But what's actually happening is the spirit of writing is coming through me, right? And when you're washing dishes, it feels like you're washing dishes, but it's the spirit of cleaning, of home taking that's working through you. And when you recognize that, you can feel the shift in energy, because when you go in there and you don't want to be washing the dishes, it feels like drudgery. But the moment you recognize the spirit of home care, taking care of your space, organization, the moment you realize, you communicate and you connect to that, all of a sudden washing the dishes becomes very pleasurable. And time wealth is about taking your list of things that you have to do and basically calling upon that list, though the energy of that list, the spirits, the fairies, the gods, the angels of the things that are on your list, and saying, hi guys, let's get this done. And all of a sudden, where people are like, I don't have time to do that, everybody else is saying that, and you show them what you got done today, and they're going, but how did you get all that done? You walked your dog for 3 hours and you did all those things and you ran for 2 hours today. How did you do all that in a day? Do you sleep? Yes, I sleep for 8, 7, 8 hours. Yes. It's because it's not really about you. And this is the illusion of the 3-dimensional world. When you move more into those higher realms, like that very first declaration I want you to make is about spiritual connection. Letting spirit come through you will help your life here. It will change the way you spend your time. It'll change the way you see time. All right. Time wealth, that's what the 5th one is. Okay. So I want you to declare a new relationship with time. And I want you to make sure that you are living your life understanding that you do have plenty of time to do all the things you need to do. You just need to learn how to work the magic of the universe to help you, right? And that should be your attitude. I'm learning and I'm practicing how to use the magic of the universe to help me get done all the things that need to get done. All right. Number 6, Financial freedom, okay? Financial freedom as guided by your soul, not your ego. So the ego would see financial freedom of meaning, oh, I've got all the money that I need in the bank. And that's not necessarily like how the soul will see financial freedom. The soul sees financial freedom as freedom from the system, meaning your freedom comes first and your, let me get this right. Sorry, guys. Let me get this right. You are free because you are connected to God and you are not reliant on anything in this 3D world. That's the first rule. That's why we start with soul connection. Finances follow your energy, okay? So when you do what you want to do, okay, as guided by your soul, when you're following your soul's agenda, the money will follow. And that is what I mean by financial freedom. You know the source of your money. Now, if your soul is taking you down a path and your relationship with money is something that you have to explore and develop. Because maybe you're great with money, money flows to you, no problem, very good. Your soul is guiding you and you always have the money to do everything you want to do. But maybe you got some issues with money. And what people will make the mistake of doing is saying, well, I can't afford that. My soul says I should do this, but I can't afford it. But actually, your soul will let you afford it. You just have to work on your mind. So for me, financial freedom means that you follow your soul and what your soul says goes. So if like you investing in this program, okay, this is a $22,000 program. And here you are, you're in a $22,000 program. That's all I have to say about that. Some of you paid all in full, some of you are paying monthly, but the fact is you're getting the information, you're receiving information, it's coming in and you're using it. To me, that's an accomplishment. The fact that you're here, and to me, that's evidence that your soul is guiding you and you got it paid for. And this is an expensive program, okay? This is the cost of, an automobile, all right? It's an investment. It's an investment that's going to reward you if you follow it. Time, wealth, financial freedom, make your declarations about how you want to show up to those things in this grand schema. Number 7, intimate and close personal relationships. All right. So I have this down as, so for your intimate and close personal relationships. So I have your family of origin. Okay. So your mom, dad, brother, sister, your partner and your progeny. Okay. Your husband, your wife, your children. Okay. I also include in here friendships and business relationships. The reason I do that is because your friends, like my friends are like my family. We are family and they're right here. And business partnerships can also be right here because y'all are intimate. Y'all are sharing money. You all are seeing one another. Y'all are trusting one another. You're invested together. There's even a contract, just like in marriage, there's a contract. Okay. So I put all those things together. And this declaration is about making a commitment to have a conscious awareness of these relationships and to be active in these relationships, to know how to develop them and to prosper in them. All right. And to make a commitment to being a good friend to the friends who deserve it. Okay. if you're going to bring people in that close to you, obviously I'm talking about bringing people in at the highest level. Not all my acquaintances are my friends, okay? My friends are my friends. My acquaintances, maybe they'll be, but maybe not. So you got to decide that. But that's also what this is about. It's like making a commitment to these people, declaring to the universe, I want to have a great relationship. I want to be best friends with Adrian, Sammy, and Angela forever. I want to be best friends with them forever. That's what I'm saying to the universe. Okay. And when I say that, the universe hears me. But what that also tells myself is I need to honor them. I need to check in with them. I need to make sure I'm a good listener. I need to make sure that I'm honest with them. And when they're honest with me, I need to make sure I receive them. I'm not putting my ego ahead of my friendship with my Angela or my Sammy or my Adrian. Not happening. Okay. We might butt heads, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to ever like just disregard them. Not doing that to them. Right. So boom, I want you to take some time and think about these relationships. Okay. Next, number 8, social structure. Now, social structure is where I put your acquaintances, those friends of mine that I didn't say right there. Okay. That are not my intimate. I've only got 3 friends, my besties. Those are my people. All right. Everyone else who you really like, okay, you like, you respect, okay, all that, they go under this next one, social structure. So they are acquaintances. These are your clubs, your memberships. All right. Here is where you want to make a commitment to show up, to be your best self with these people, right? But they're also boundaries that you get to establish. So maybe with your best friend, you're going to stay up late, but maybe with your acquaintances, Facebook, group stuff, maybe you're not going to stay up late. Like I'll violate my boundary to stay up late if Sammy needs to talk. Okay. But I'm not violating my boundary to, of sleep for someone in my social, just in my social structure. Or I'm not going to just, give away myself to a group that is, not where I want to be giving of myself at that deep level. Okay. And the reason this is really important is because this is about setting boundaries. It's about understanding what your priorities are. Where do you draw the line so that you know how to behave for yourself? You remember what's important to you, and you'll always know. So when this person comes in and asks you to do something, and you've got all these responsibilities, you can kind of think about this. Well, this is not really she's not a close friend, and I respect her. Let me see what I can give her to help her. But whereas when the close friends come in, you have an awareness. This is someone that I've made a commitment to. I'm going to treat this more with more dignity, and I'm going to give this more generosity is what I'm thinking. All right, boom. Are you all still hanging in there? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Number 9, we're almost done. Only 3 more. Okay, 9, 10, 11. Number 9, community involvement. This is where you actually talk about the place where you live, the community in which you live. This is your neighborhood, your grocery store, and of course your local government. Okay, your local dog park, your school, your children's school, the park where your kids play, litter pickup, crime, neighborhood watch, looking out for the old people in your neighborhood. What can you do to be of service to your community, homeless people in your neighborhood, food drives, right? So this is about making some level of commitment to be an active participating part in your community. Okay. voting. I wrote pay your taxes, vote, volunteer. Okay. Next, number 10, making a commitment, declaring your commitment to helping the earth ascend. All right, so what does that even mean to help the earth ascend? Everybody's talking about, oh, the earth is going to ascend. What in the heck does that even mean? Well, you get to decide what that means. What I'm suggesting, these are just some things that I've put down. For me, earth ascension, because we're already life coaches and we're spiritual life coaches, we're already contributing to helping people of the earth, earthlings, feel better on an individual basis, and for people who are that we're serving. So our classes, our readership, people who are reading our blogs, people who are following us on Facebook, our tribe, on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, YouTube. When we're putting ourselves out there, we're helping people feel better. We're giving to people. And that is a part of the earth's ascension. For me, though, I also love remembering that the earth needs help. So supporting supporting activist groups who are helping to protect the ocean, helping to protect the animals, the elephants, the whales, planting trees, protecting the Amazon, cleaning up oil spills, going in there and saving the animals that have been whose environments have gotten you know soiled from oil spills or destroyed from oil spills. Like really being a part of making sure that what's happening on earth, you've got some input about it, rather than just taking, doing your thing and not giving back to the earth. For me, number 10 is just about understanding that, it would be really helpful if you gave some energy or some money or some time or focus to those things, right? And the opportunity is to make a declaration and a commitment to whatever level you can do right now, okay? Number 11, the last one, is unconditional love. And this is really just about practicing and learning how to love unconditionally, because that is the ultimate way to helping all of humanity ascend. And this is about practicing the Christ consciousness, looking at people and seeing only their strengths, living without judging, not judging yourself, practicing unconditional love for yourself, not beating yourself up, doing the best you can, giving yourself compassion. Also, not telling yourself these kind of sad stories about who you are and what you've gone through and why you can't do things. That's not really looking at the truth of who you are, so it could be unconditional love / stop telling lies. Okay, so that's the 11th one. And the idea again with unconditional love could be just about developing your relationship with unconditional love, developing your relationship with God. What does that even mean? You might want to just start with yourself, or you might want to, practice loving your pets unconditionally. That's so easy, though. It's so easy to love our pets unconditionally. Yeah, anyway, so it's up to you to how you're going to use that. For me, I like to hold you all in unconditional love. I like to, the beauty of my job is that I get to see the best in you. That's my job. My job is to see your strengths and to know the truth of who you are and to hold you to that. And so I get to practice that. Even when you all are challenged, right? You're challenged by your children and your schedules, okay? You're challenged by all the jobs you are holding down while you're supporting your family and trying to build your business, right? My job is to understand all that stuff, and to understand that that is a part of the human condition, and to love you unconditionally, in my view, means that I still have to tune in and know that you can do it, right? I know that you can do it. You get to decide what that means for you. I'm not even bossing you around right now. You get to do it the way you want to do it. And that's a beautiful thing. It's an opportunity. All right. So those are the 11 badass butterfly um, commitments. And what I want you to do is to declare your 11 commitments. So those commitments are a framework, and you can use those or you can make up your own. But the point would be to use the framework to create your own commitments within that framework. What can you commit to this year for helping the earth? You know, what can you commit to this year for managing your time or having a new relationship with time? What can you do this year to improve your personal, intimate relationships? Okay. All right. So it's Crystalline, and I'm signing off. And I didn't even check Facebook to see if anybody was watching. I have a message, but that is a message, not a chat. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And I'm wishing you a wonderful day or night. It's my bedtime. All right, signing off. Bye for now. Mwah. Ciao.